Okay, hello. So this is the portfolio reflection assignment, and this is gonna go pretty much to part one. So the first question was based on the comments from me, which is you. How did I rate myself in each category? And for scope and definition test, I categorized myself need work, but you disagreed and put myself at excellent. Um, So that was that part. Introduction, I think I did a pretty well job. So I put excellent because on that essay I pretty much focused mostly on the introduction because on my previous essay I had a hard time and I wanted to change it up. For my thesis, it was adequate. I think it was like I think it still needed more work. I needed it to connect more. So I'll leave it there as that. The organization also adequate because I was in a rush, and when I'm in a rush, it gives me a harder time for me to organize what do I gotta put down and my ideas and the structure. So there goes that. Um, Paragraph focus. I didn't do that well. I'm not gonna lie. So I put needs work. I didn't do that well because once again I was rushing myself and I couldn't focus very well on it. And when I can't focus very well, um, I have a harder time trying to put like my full force of focusness into my paragraph. So that gave it a harder time for me. Paragraph development. That goes the same thing for paragraph focus. If I can't have focus, then I won't have a development. That's the way it works with me. Um, I couldn't develop how my points, were being put out. Signal phrases and things like that. My support wasn't, you know, properly cited. So, yeah, needs work. Sentence structure and fluency, I've always had that problem. I will always have that problem. I will always try and fix it, but I know sentence fluency has always been my number one enemy. Um, I do have a hard time trying to flow things in my brain onto the paper because I always have one idea that sounds good and then another one, and I rush myself to connect that one. And then once I got that idea, I do the same thing. It's a mess. Um, Proofreading, honestly, I hardly ever proofread my essays. Hmm, It's because rushing myself and because when I finish all my work, I feel like I don't need to proofread it. I feel like it's just like, okay, it's done, so there. I finished it, so why do I gotta proofread it? But that's pretty much what happens. So, which I need to start doing, and I have. On this essay that you want us to do, um, or the new essay, I did proofread it. I made sure, and hopefully it did come out good. If not, then I will bring that to my awareness. And yeah. So yeah, those are how I categorize myself. What category did you or me focus on improving? Honestly, the introduction. And why? Because on my previous essay, I did have my paragraph development. I had a somewhat paragraph focus. Still had sentence fluency wrong. The organization was good. My thesis was semi good, but my introduction was horrible, and I needed to fix that. So after that, I decided to really focus on my introduction because I never gave thought too much about my introduction, and I need to be aware that introductions are important to what I'm going to talk about, the background of what I'm going to talk about, the people or books that I'm going to be mentioning that I need to talk about. So it's important. So that's why I gave a pretty strong focus on that. Um, what did I say? Oh, question three. What did you say you needed to do in order to improve in this category? Why did you need to do this? In other words, how will this step help you develop your writing? Well, for the introduction, like I said, I need to introduce what I'm going to be talking about. And in order for me to be strong about what I'm going to talk about, I have to give the reader a sense of like what is going to be happening. Well, what's going to be shown, who is going to be shown. It could be a different background around the timing, it's just like the whole setting or the whole type of introduction that I'm going to be giving about, with my essay. So I felt when I can do that, then I would have had a proper way of just introducing the proper steps for my main ideas. Because if I if I organized my introduction the way I wanted it to happen, then it would have came out good. So yeah, so this is part one. See you in part two.